Hello people, we are here for more Kubera, picking up with the next chapter as of this recording. I actually don't know how many I have to read. I'm completely lost. I didn't check how many I had to read before I clicked recording. Hold on. Click recording, click record. I've got at least 2. Okay, right, well, let's run it.
She gave us her word as the king of the Ananta clan that she wouldn't forget the Asura. But if she's planning on giving up her life to pass the throne, what good is her word to us then? I'm sure she means she'll leave it to Ananta after he becomes king. But can we trust that? Even if Sagara really meant what she said, Ananta isn't exactly in his best state of mind. I mean, I'm not so sure if he'd be capable of keeping that promise. That's why Sagara's holding off her plan. Sagara went through all this because she hoped Ananta would return as the Ananta she once knew. So she won't execute that plan unless Ananta proves he can live up to her hope. But if you say so, but I have a bad feeling that I just can't shake off. The fact that none of the other kings are joining this side is just... There's no hurry. Let's just take our time and see how things play out. Even the gods are on the fence for now, and... Actually, there is one who adamantly stands against the resurrection.
I've always thought this. Asura has really fucking unique eyes. Like, compared to every other Sura, he has very, very unique eyes.
Agni?
I forgot. It's been that long since Riagra has had a line. I've forgotten how I voiced her. I'm just a generic female voice. Season 3, episode 388, Someone's Universe 20.
Agni, do you think he's here to catch us off guard while Vasuki is away? You need to hide Ananta's. You need to keep Ananta's body hidden. So I think you should retreat while I keep us concealed. No, I cannot miss this chance. If I push it, I'll be able to surify. My body will likely be shredded in half because of the Sura on my back, but I'll still be able to manage poking my head beyond their concealment boundary. Then, I'll just have to look him straight in the eye and lash toward him. God's insight. He should be able to see through me and learn everything I know. I won't need to explain anything. He'll probably kill me once he's done reading me, but if my sacrifice can keep my king from sacrificing her own life, I'm fine with that.
That looks so fucking funny.
Please, kill me if you have to, but use your insight before.
He's not gonna kill you. That's not how Agni does things.
My apologies. I didn't see that coming. Why would she do that, knowing she'd be killed? Don't mind that. Just focus on dodging while maintaining your stealth. She bet on Agni's insight. That was clever for a Rakshasa. But I'm sure Agni knows by now that I'm the one who's hiding Ananta's body. The only thing new to him would be Sagara's plan to die to pass the throne. That piece of information isn't crucial to him. Too bad I lost a valuable hostage, but... You must dodge everything. You can't be hit, and you can't shield. Even the slightest brush against that fire will compromise us. You're too slow! Pick up the pace! My apologies. I have one too many clones dispatched throughout this planet.
Ah, it's Jova. Found you! You helped me back in the sewer realm. Thought you were staying there for the sake of other Rakshasa.
Since I heard King Asura was here, I thought joining him would be better than waiting indefinitely. I used stealth to come separately so I wouldn't be watched.
I see. So you came right into your king, huh?
I haven't seen him yet.
Is that so? You just happened to show up at the perfect timing by coincidence? You're sure you're not trying to defend us, or I was hiding here somewhere?
Oh, so he's around here. I should pay my respects to him if I get lucky enough to survive you.
Well, since you helped me and all, I'll let this one slide. But just this once. The next time you stand up to me will cost you your life. I mean, obviously he'll fucking know you're lying.
I'll keep that in mind.
Off you go. I won't wait long.
Yes, sir.
Is he seriously letting him go?
You know, I can see why they're loyal to Asura. I just don't get why you're so loyal to Sagara. You, and the one before you. You're also blindly devoted to her.
The one before me must be Pingara. Pingara isn't dead. They're keeping him alive.
Would you like to meet him? See, I knew Agni wouldn't kill her. He's a good guy.
Where am I? I remember taking down Makara, and then I went back and... But why am I in a different place? Is this a dream? Maybe I drained all my vigor and fell asleep. No, this is no time to be sleeping. I have to hurry up and replenish my vigor.
Huh? Oh.
That won't work anymore. Forgetting, denying, you've been lying to yourself to replenish your vigor. But now that you've decided to face your true self, those things won't work. It's better that way. Oblivion will only lead you away from the true God.
What? What? What does that mean? What does that mean? What do you mean, the true God? Singular. By the way. Singular. What does that mean? What do you mean, Carrigan? What is this?
True God? Right. The true God. Until now, you couldn't get to them, because you've been deceiving yourself. But don't worry. Things are different now. You can become anything. But you can't become everything. It's time to pick and choose.
Oh. Oh, that, oh. Oh, that's some imagery. Oh. Oh, that's some imagery. Oh. Oh, lordy. Right, well, we'll read one more for today, and then we'll get caught up next week. You've manifested the most power among the candidates, but the inherent boundaries of the current human race are holding you back. And as is, you won't be able to get any stronger than now, no matter how hard you try. If you wish to push beyond your racial limitations, you'll need to give up some of your current traits. Just like Asha gave up her magic for increased purification capability. I don't want to purify. But you've been through hell because of them. Don't you want what they have? Oh, I get it. It's Asha, isn't it? Because you don't want to become like her? Right, that too. But my choice would have been the same. Even if I hadn't seen her purifying. Yes, I did think it was cool when I saw someone purify. But that was it. I don't want it. I really don't. Don't ask me why. I just don't. I guess you have an aversion to engraving in your soul. I guess you have an inversion engraved in your soul. I think I can understand. But purify or not. You do have to make a decision if you want more power. Because be it the power to manipulate time, or even greater power of the spear, you can't have them unless you change. Season 3, episode 389, Someone's Universe 21.
Choosing the Snake King. Choose the Snake King if you want to solidify Ananta's power. You'll then be able to unlock many of Ananta's unique transcendentals, as well as acquire the vigor and resilience of Anastika. But, as you lead towards the suicide, you'll forfeit the right to cast magic, and must give up the shoes and bracelet. Now, if you wish to keep those items, then pick this sword. The Sword of Return not only lets you cut through dimensions, but also go back in time. And it's the best weapon against the Taraka. However, Ananta's power deters its effectiveness. After all, Kali didn't create this for those who surpass her own strength. So, for now, all you can do is pause time to a certain extent. This sword will allow you to do much more once you choose to abandon Ananta. I thought the power of time belonged to Ananta. They said Ananta's fiendish magic used to involve stopping time. Stopping the flow of time is Ananta's power, but going against it isn't. There was a time when Ananta couldn't go back, and there were those who could even before then. Kali, the maker of the sword, was one of them. But I can't even use it right now. Right. I'm just showing you an image of it. The actual sword isn't here. It'll come to you if you summon it, as its owner. But that'll leave a tear in the dimension, and Yuta will follow after the sword, driven by pure instinct. That's the last thing Yuta and I want. Are you sure? Do you really want Yuta to stay there by himself? Are you alright with that? Of course I'm not okay with that, but... Do you have any idea how long that little time gap must have been for Yuta? The time that went by after you came here? Rakshasas are different from humans, and they perceive changes much slower, and therefore cope better against time. But there's a limit to everything. I mean, even Astika gets sick of living through infinity and end themselves. So think about how it must be for a Rakshasa, like Yuta. But let's not forget the fact that he's in that space, all alone. Yuta sent you out because he was worried your human mind would break. The same applies to his mind as well. It's just a matter of how much longer he can bear. He can't endure it forever. When he finally gives in to the loneliness and reaches out for the Sword of Return, if he stops caring what happens to this world, and shows up with his mind filled with nothing but hostility. And if you were no longer in this world by then, wouldn't that be the worst thing that could happen to this world? So let me ask you again, do you still think the absolute best thing is to not summon the sword, no matter what? It almost sounds like you want me to give up Ananta and go for the sword instead.
Okay, not taking too long to wake up now. I think Godhava might have used this transcendental on himself.
I've seen the victims go unconscious after getting affected by his frozen tears. He looks just like them. And if my guess is right, we need to find something that's dear to him and use that to wake him up.
But why would he do something like that?
Maybe seeing his Tarakafied second was just too much. Honestly, I was pretty shocked too. I mean, there were times I felt something was off about Makara, but never thought he'd been eaten.
If their second had been eaten, the rest of them might... If their second has been eaten, the rest of them might not be safe either. If most of the Godhava and Astika were already in that state when they joined the Asuras in N5, then the Asura might not be doing so well after all. They could be getting Tarakafied from within for all we know.
I bet a lot of them ended up in Makara's belly. To him, it was either reverting his clanmates back to normal, or claiming the throne so he could take over the Tarakas altogether. I'm sure he's been continuously feeding on Superior Astika to strengthen himself and rise in the line of succession. I mean, did you see his Sura form? definitely stands out from the others. The fact that he's able to surify to that extent when there's no king is beyond impressive. Anyway, now that their rightful king has vanished, he was by far the most prominent candidate to their throne. With him falling into resurrection standby just before the coronation, the other candidates who were competing with him will start their hunt and feeding frenzy for the same reason. With that being said, don't you think this is an enticing hunting spot with all you sitting ducks gathered like this?
Yeah, mate, what the fuck are you yammering on about? You're a problem. You shouldn't have been trusted to begin with.
The Tarak is eating all the remaining Nastika, with the Ananta shell going around destroying everything.
Oh, this is the fake Ananta.
I don't really care anymore. I just think, for your own sake, it's better to live as Kubera than Ananta. You see, the Nastika in this universe have fallen one cycle behind. So God has a better choice. Carrying on that status will benefit you in the next universe as well. Next universe? I'm offering you this choice, this advice, because we're growing close. We've grown close through my watching you for quite some time now. The universe is done for, and it'll only end in one way. So your best bet would be give up on this one and secure something that will put you in an advantage in the next universe. I don't need any advice on what could be next. You should at least know that much. If you've been watching me for that long, but I'll take note of your advice about Utah. I'll keep in mind that this sort of return shouldn't be considered an absolute taboo, but rather something I should call upon in the face of my death. And that it might be better to place my hopes on Utah while he's still trying to keep himself together while I'm still alive, rather than having him show up completely broken after I'm gone. I'll remember that, but now's not the time. Are you going for the spear and giving up the shoes and the bracelet? Just like that? They were never mine to begin with. You know that already.
The choices she's always made. She's literally gone fucking Super Saiyan. Oh my god, look at that. And yeah, I've seen the little thumbnail for the next chapter. Oh lord. Oh my lord. Oh god. Okay. Right. Well, there's some food for thought within these chapters. Like, who in the what in the fuck is the true god? Okay. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's the big G-man himself from Christianity, because we've had characters say Jesus Christ. So, maybe. Imagine that. That'd be so weird and so out of place, given how focused on Hindu mythology this webcomic is. It'd be really strange. So I doubt it, but it would be quite funny. Quite curious. Also, I said I was going to get the whatchamacallum's, the blog posts, and I will. It's just I'm going to get caught up first. So for now, do consider, do keep putting, stuff about the blog posts in the comments. I will read them, as you know. I read all the comments. I don't respond to them all, but I do react to them all. I do like them. I do heart them. I do read them all. And if any do prompt a response from me or tickle my fancy, I will respond. But yeah, I will start reading the blog posts as soon as we're caught up. Just to add, more time to the videos. Obviously, if I'm caught up, one chapter a week, it just feels like you're not getting your bang for your buck in the videos. So yeah, I'll do those as and when we are caught up. Probably the first one will be next week. Even though there'll be 2 chapters, I'll start doing blog posts as of next week. But yeah, nonetheless, hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, sub, notification bell, usual YouTube stuff. Try 1,000 subs by the end of the year. So if you do something to help you achieve that, that would be absolutely fantastic. Members react to videos early and leaving the end card. Thank you to that machine for being a channel member. £1 a month, £12 a year. If you think that's worth it, you can consider clicking the join button down below. And with all that said, I've been Animosity, you've been you, and have next time for another video. That's a ta for now.